Hello everyone, thank you for visiting One Canvas Art. Today we're going to take a page from my coloring book and turn it into this beautiful work of art. The trick is we're only going to use old, expired, gross makeup. Stay tuned to find out how. Okay, welcome back. So what I have here is some theatrical grease paint that I have used for class demonstrations. And as you can see, some of my students have used their sponge double dipping in here. And in certain areas there are some hairs, and it's now started to collect a nice thin layer of mold on top. Gross, I know. The problem is when you're working with products that are cream or oil based, they are a breeding ground for bacteria. But luckily, after spraying it with 70% alcohol and scraping off the top surface, we can get a good portion of it and clean it off. So, shall we get started? Before we begin, let's just pause for a moment and appreciate this matcha tea latte that I just made. It's made with coconut milk and it gets me going and ready to make art. So the first thing I want to do is protect my other images in my coloring book. I'm just going to place a little bit of cardboard or Bristol board just behind this, just because you never know how the grease paint's going to affect the paper if it's going to go through. So I began with using a sponge to apply the cream foundation, and it just wasn't going on as even. Then I had switched to like a foundation brush, and that didn't work so well, and I settled on using this Laura Mercier powder puff. Something about the fabric in it allowed it to go on a lot more smooth and allowed me to really push it into the paper and blend it out. She's looking all right so far. Matcha break. Have you ever tried matcha before? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so our skin looks great, and I think it's time to move on to the hair. So I really wanted to pack in the black onto this, so it took me a little bit longer than I thought because I wanted the color to look nice and deep and rich. So I kept with the brush because it gave me a more intense color application and blended it out with a Q-tip. I'm leaving open areas so that it looks like there's a little bit of a highlight happening with the hair, because with black it can easily take over and just kind of swallow up the whole image. So just to kind of keep certain areas light to kind of give the illusion of a highlight point. Tea time. This tea is my ginseng green tea, and I've also have these homemade delicious keto muffins that I got from Keto Connect. If you're interested in them, the link I'll put down below. They're so good. And a little bit of pumpkin seeds. Let's get back to business though. So good. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to cover areas that I want to protect. Because I always want to touch the actual page. So what I do is I put a little Kleenex there so that way I won't smudge any black by touching the paper by accident. The next thing we're going to use is some expired lip tar that I got from a company called OCC. Have you heard of this company? Have you ever used it? Tell me what you think about it and what happened to them. I'd like to know. Anywho, it was good stuff, but unfortunately it expired, and the smell of the peppermint oil that they had inside of it kind of went a little off, so I no longer can use it on anybody, and it's such a shame, but it's a wonderful paint. Look how nice it's going on, nice and smooth and rich. A little goes a long way. Time for a snack and some eyeballs. For the eyes, we're going to use some pretty old Motive Cosmetics eyeshadows that I had depotted, and I think we'll use some cool colors that will really work well with the olive skin tone and the black hair that we've chosen for this work of art. Oh, and by the way, all of these products that I have been using, I've had in boxes for years, and doing recent spring cleaning, they've surfaced, and it broke my heart to throw them out. So I figured, let's repurpose them. I have in no way used these products on any human being. Time for some brow action. I don't know about you, but this is my favorite part. Personally, I like my brows to be a little lighter than my hair. So I go in here with 2 different colors into the brows, and I use the same color for the brows in the eyes, with the exception of a little bit of a brighter amber tone to really make the eyes pop. Okay, so it's time for the cheeks. I think she needs some color. I've been calling her she all this time. I feel like she needs a name. What would you name her? Does she look like a Jessica? Amber? I don't know. Oh gosh, I put too much. Gotta take some off. Okay, let's see how this looks. Kind of looks like a bronzer. I like it. It's a bit orange for me, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of purple eyeshadow and go back over it to kind of neutralize that orange. And that's all color theory, baby. If you don't know so much about color theory, let me know if there's a video you'd like to see. At this point, I wanted to give some definition into the brows and the eyes with this old Makeup Forever liquid liner, which I loved and used the hell out of it. But right now it's fully dry and it's not doing what I want it to do. So I gave up after trying so much and just decided to do the shirt instead, using a foundation brush. I'll revisit the eyeliner with a marker later. So now I'm gonna fill in a good amount of the color in her palette. And this is where the fun part is. How would you make your ideal palette? What would be your favorite colors that you would fill in? And that is it. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and say hello in the comments and let me know if there's any specific topics you'd like to see in future videos. See you soon.